and welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Today we have on Mark from the Chameleons. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah,
I'm glad you could be on. This is exciting. This is exciting for a lot of fans because you are definitely a hardcore fan band. You know,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah,
obviously you know that, and I mean, so to be part of the experience to be like saying, "Guess what, guys? Guess what, everybody? New music, 20 years in the making."
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
not just Guns N' Roses. It's you
yeah,
guys. 20 years. This is awesome.
yeah. All the old crocs coming out of the closet. Yeah. Uh, no, I mean, obviously, I'm aware that we're a fan-based band. It's the fans base that's been keeping the music alive all this time. So, I'm exceptionally grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, it would have been earlier had the pandemic not got in the way. We had this planned for
Mhm.
a lot earlier, but then COVID happened, and yeah, it put barricades down in front of us. But yeah, it's fortuitous actually because we wouldn't have had the components in place had we done it when we were planning to do it. Since COVID happened, the band has really solidified. So
Really.
it's fortuitous that yeah, yeah
It's an
it's
EP. Is there more coming? Because I thought at one point you talked about having a lot of songs for an album. I thought I heard was you talking to
well,
somebody at one
it's an
point.
EP. I mean, everyone's calling it an EP. I mean, I'm old school, so I still think of it as a 12-inch single with an extra track on it. That's
I'm
how
okay
I
with
think
that.
of it because that's just the way. I mean, I've never really adapted to the changes in formats and things like that. I still think in terms of records. So,
It was written up as an
I
EP
mean,
to me in my mail, so that's why I'm going by that title.
yeah, I mean that's what the publicists have been calling it and stuff, and the label. I don't know. For me, it's a single.
Okay,
The A side is off the album. The B sides aren't. The B sides are additional things that you'll only get on this release.
right.
Um, Yeah, I mean the A side is off the album. The primary B side is actually a song, one of the very first songs Chameleons ever wrote. We discarded it. It was before our first Peel session, and I was hoping that we'd do it for the Peel session, but it got vetoed in favour of another song we wrote called "Looking Inwardly." So it never got finished. It was discarded. I think the original demo came out on something or other, some bottom of the barrel retrospective. I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember. But we decided to revisit some of these songs, and so we kept one back for a B-side. And then Forever is just something that I did on my own. That I played the guys, and the guys loved.
is the sneak away track where you're like, Forever is actually my favorite one out of the three so far. Like I like them all.
Oh, good. Okay,
There's something
right.
hauntingly beautiful about it, or like I dug the single, I
Thank you.
dug it, and so if the people know, I got the three songs. It's "Where Are You," "Endlessly Falling," "Forever." They're three very different songs, and I'm digging all of them. And then the first two are very upbeat, and then "Forever" is very haunting, and I just feel it's like lingering in my mind afterwards, which is such a great thing for a song to do. You know, very simple but very beautiful. I thought I heard you talking to
Well,
somebody at one
it's an
point.
EP. I mean, everyone's calling it an EP. I mean, I'm old school, so I still think of it as a 12-inch single with an extra track on it. That's
I'm
how
okay
I
with
think
that.
of it because that's just the way. I mean, I've never really adapted to the changes in formats and things like that. I still think in terms of records. So,
It was written up as an
I
EP
mean,
to me in my mail, so that's why I'm going by that title.
yeah, I mean that's what the publicists have been calling it and stuff, and the label. I don't know. For me, it's a single.
Okay,
The A side is off the album. The B sides aren't. The B sides are additional things that you'll only get on this release.
right.
Um, yeah, I mean the A side is off the album. The primary B side is actually a song, one of the very first songs Chameleons ever wrote. We discarded it. It was before our first Peel session, and I was hoping that we'd do it for the Peel session, but it got vetoed in favour of another song we wrote called "Looking Inwardly." So it never got finished. It was discarded. I think the original demo came out on something or other, some bottom of the barrel retrospective. I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
remember. But we decided to revisit some of these songs, and so we kept one back for a B-side. And then "Forever" is just something that I did on my own. That I played the guys, and
It's the sneak away track where you're like, Forever is actually my favorite one out of the three so far. Like I like them all.
oh, good, okay,
There's something
right.
hauntingly beautiful about it, or like I dug the single, I
Thank you.
dug it, and so if the people know, I got the three songs. It's "Where Are You," "Endlessly Falling," "Forever." They're three very different songs, and I'm digging all of them. and then the first two are very upbeat, and then Forever is very haunting, and I just feel it's like lingering in my mind afterwards, which is such a great thing for a song to do. With this being a few songs, is there a plan to release more as the tour goes on, or what's the plan?
No, we're going to finish. We're halfway through the album, the new
Okay,
record. It's called Arctic Moon. It'll be finished in July because that's the only window we have. We have a very busy tour on schedule coming up, so that's the only window. But we're going to finish it in July. There may be another single. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do a second single, but there will be something, either a video of us playing another tune of the album or a single. We're not decided. And then we'll deliver the album in July, and then it's up to Metropolis as to when it comes out.
with so many hardcore fans and hardcore songs, and being a cult band that you are, and then so influential, when you tour, like when I see you, are you going to be putting any of these new songs in there, or is it hard for you to
Well,
slip them in with the fan base you have? Because they're like, you don't tour, you have a couple albums. You know what I mean? It's a lot of pressure.
yeah, we'll play the single probably because that's out on the 24th.
Yeah,
We don't want to play too many off the new album ahead of the release of it, really, because we don't want it all over YouTube before the album comes out. So
right.
we might temper that a little bit. We'll decide as we go. I mean, the North American tour is a Strange Times performance anyway, so
Yeah,
that's kind of that's a bit of a straitjacket. Although we're looking forward to it, we'll enjoy it. It's a very challenging record to do live, and we never did that in America before. So we're kind of looking forward to that. But whether or not we'll include any additional new songs, I don't know yet. It's too soon.
I'm excited because I haven't seen you. Is it? It feels like it's the right time for the band to be out now too. Besides just with COVID and everything else, I feel like the band's gelled up with the new members. It feels like there's been attempts in the past, but it feels like the market wasn't as open either. I think almost like with COVID, I think people's have been more appreciative of live music and more
Mm.
excited with entertainment again, where they weren't so jaded in the past. I guess jaded might not be. I
It's
don't know if
not
it's the right
something.
word. You know what I'm saying
It's not
though?
something we've no. Yeah, I do, but it's not something we've noticed because I mean, as I was doing it with some friends, I was playing as Chameleons Vox, the voice of the Chameleons, where we were just celebrating all of that past Chameleon stuff. It wasn't
Right.
really the object wasn't really to take it forward. I mean, all of them were fans. They were all talented, but they're all fans of the music, and we were just playing the music, and that was for a long time. And then I got really to the end of the line with it. I was going to quit, and I wanted to do something new and something fresh. And then Reg came back in, and we were like, we're the Chameleons now, and all the components fell into place. Danny on keyboards, Todd, our drummer, Stephen moved from
Yeah.
the drum stool up onto the guitar, and it all just seemed to click. And for the first time, I felt I was with a band that I could actually take Chameleons forward with, and Reg, obviously was keen to do that. So we know it was all of the things falling into place that it clicked that we'll embrace new things. But I've never noticed that what you're talking about because our concerts have continually grown in our audience, and we've had so many young people coming to the shows from
Yeah.
from the mid-20s right down to like 15, 14, and 15 years old with their mums or dads or brothers or sisters or whatever. So I mean, it's not something we've noticed. We've never struggled in that way to for
Good.
to find our audience has always been there, and they've always been there rapturously. So it's not something I've noticed, but I do know what you mean.
Well, it feels like lately a lot of bands from the 70s, the 80s, and early 90s are getting a lot more props, like a legacy run where they're just, it's carte blanche, where everyone's like, you know what? Maybe because lately there's a lot less original singing and performing and AI and the vocals are not live. And you know what I'm saying? Like people are excited about live music and I think it feels the
Yeah,
shows are
well,
getting bigger
it
maybe
should be
because of that.
exciting. It should be an exciting experience, and that's what we try and do. I mean, the music it still excites us, even the legacy stuff. What we're doing at the moment is really exciting us, even though it's a departure. I was very conscious of like not wanting to use the guitar sound of a member that had left 20 years ago. I didn't want to steal his sound for the sake of appeasing a legacy audience. I wanted to, I wanted this to be our record, not their
Right.
record. If I could make that distinction, and that's what I feel we've done. And there
Oh
was a
yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
trepidation about it. There was a lot of anxiety. I mean, are we able to do it, and can we do it? But that disappeared very quickly. I thought it was going to be a difficult process, but in fact, by the third week, we'd got an album's worth of material done. We're going to have more material than we need, that's for sure. So when we compile the record, we'll be compiling the best of what we've done. It's not like it's
Good.
not been a struggle at all. It's come very easily. The themes were very fortuitous in that by the time I came to actually start doing vocals and lyrics and stuff, I had that much kind of profound stuff going on in my life at that point that it was effortless. So yeah, I mean, all the components fell into place at the right time for us, and we're not really concerned that much about how it goes down. And I was concerned, and it was an anxiety, but Reg, rightly pointed out to me that it had never been one in the past. We never went into a recording project with any thoughts of trying to appease an audience we already had. We were just trying to excite and please ourselves. And as long as we stood by that ethic, it was going to be fine. And he was absolutely right. And that dispelled any anxiety that I had. So once we actually started and the song started to come and they started to come together, we were kind of hearing where it was going. We all got very excited about it. And we still are. Reg and I both feel, we've said to each other recently, we feel it's the best stuff we've ever worked on together.
Well, it's good
Now,
to feel
whether
that way. I
that's
mean,
going to be,
no, you should
yeah,
always
whether
feel
the
that way
audience is
whenever you're
going to
working on
agree to
them.
that yeah, it doesn't really matter. I hope they do. I mean, I really, really, I'm not arrogant. I'm not saying I don't care. I mean, I hope they do. I hope they take it to their hearts.
Right.
And those are diehards that have heard what we're doing already absolutely love it. So that's a good sign. But
I'll say
the
I
important
did
thing
it
is
back
that
to back. I went back
yeah,
because obviously I know the old stuff and I heard the new stuff. I'm like, this is really good. And I was excited to talk to you about it, obviously, for us to connect. And I'm like, this is really good. And then I went back. I said, let me put them all together and do like a mix. So the songs kind of mix in with the old to kind of
right.
get an idea, and it fits. It doesn't feel like you're trying to be anything different
I,
than you.
I think we
It just it's cohesive but fresh.
no. Yeah, but there's also like one of the people who forged that guitar sound that excited everybody hasn't been with the band
Right.
for 20 years. So, you have to, I didn't want to steal that guitar sound for the sake of making Chameleons cohesive with the legacy. I didn't really care.
No,
So,
but it fits though.
I'm just
It
happy
still
that
fits.
yeah, if I think, well, yeah, that's it. I mean, it's still the Chameleons. To these
Yeah.
people that have heard it, that's what they say. It's still the Chameleons. It does sound fresher, but it's still undoubtedly you, and that's what we're hoping for, and I think that's what we've achieved.
I think as a
Yeah,
songwriter, that's what you want. I mean, there's artists that go out and have an album. You're like, you listen to it, new groups now. You're like, who is that? They're trying to sound like somebody different. I don't hear the
yeah,
evolution. Whereas you guys, it sounds like you guys, but it sounds fresh, like you're just continually growing.
yeah,
That, as an artist, I
yeah,
think is more of a challenge than trying to copy 20 years later or trying to copy your own sound.
yeah.
You just
It was good, but we didn't even have to try. I mean,
no.
obviously, having Reg back, who's one of the primary writers, is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That was obviously great that he came back, and that because he and I started a lot of those ideas that have become so fixed in the audience's minds now. We started with me and Reg, so I mean that was really good, and I accept that certain legacy songs have become so iconic to the audience that they'll never be surpassed, and that's okay. That's fine. I mean, we did them. They're there. We still play them. It's not like we're not going to
Yeah.
play that stuff anymore. It's just that when it came to the new material, we wanted to go off on our. We wanted to be very much the band we are now, not the band we
Right.
were 25, 30 years ago. So, and I think we've achieved that.
I think if you can do both, if you have your legs on each side of the silo as an artist, that's the best
Mm.
you can hope for. Because it is a compliment if people still love your music 20 years later, or a band be a
Yeah,
one hit
sure.
wonder, such thing, for any band, like
Yeah, sure.
to be recognized for something you did forever that
Right,
touches people, that's awesome.
right. But if we just
But you
focused
can,
on that, we'd be
right.
we'd be playing it safe, and I don't believe any artist should ever do that.
No, but
I
I
don't
think
believe
having a
in
new
playing
album
safe.
out right now is brilliant. It's a great time. It's it's
Yeah.
it's it's good. It's a good album. And people that haven't heard, you should be excited for it. Well, right now it's a maximum single. That's what it is. There's 3 songs out
Yeah,
now,
well, I
and
mean,
there's more to
that's
come.
just
It's
one
fantastic
song.
music.
It's not even the strongest song on the record. I mean, we chose it because it was perfect for what we were trying to do. I think it does what a first single is supposed to do, which is like hopefully excite people for what's coming. But it's not even it's not the strongest song on the record. So if you like that, then I think you're in for a treat when you hear the rest of it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward. I mean, and it's incredible. I mean, at this point, with all the bands that have, they've all properly given you credit the sounds they've come from. I've actually seen people. I've seen shows on YouTube will actually hold your songs against the newer bands similarities. I don't know if you've seen them. It's
I've
pretty
heard that.
amazing,
Yeah,
actually. I'm like, I'm not going to name any bands
yeah.
because those are good bands too. I'm not. It's
I
not a
don't.
negative thing. It's a positive
Oh
thing.
no,
It's
it's
like how
great.
great,
No, it's great.
how
You
great did
want
they
to be
do that?
part of that. You want to be part of that process, because the bands that turned us on are part of that
Yeah,
process, right?
yeah.
And it's really gratifying to be part of that process. And hopefully, a lot of the younger guys and girls that are getting into us and who form bands or write music or whatever, they're going to do that for other people, and that's how it should be. We're just part of a long process of turning people on to guitar music. That's what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
and if members of our audience get excited by what we're doing and then go out and excite other people with their own stuff, that's brilliant. We're just links in the chain, a long
Well, to
chain. It goes
me,
way back. It's back to Elvis.
right, and you've
It
got an
goes.
ownership, which is fantastic. It is like my wife loves Interpol, and I was listening to Interpol, and I'm like, I like this. I'm like, I wasn't sure. I didn't get why I liked it. I'm like, I know why I liked it because it reminds me of you guys who I've always liked. So at first, I didn't catch it at first.
Right.
So as I get towards the end of this, I do want to say what's great is sound wise. I love the sound you guys have continued to have over the years, whether the guitar sound, the music, where it's kind of the notes are beautiful, but it's like ambient, but it's very emotional. I mean, you really guys corner the market on that as far as that goes. That sound, you know, it's is it something you work on
It
before you
wasn't
come up with the
conscious.
lyrics?
No,
No, but you know what I'm
no, it's
saying.
not.
You work on a song, do you start
No,
like that or
no. It's not conscious. It's the way it happens. It's just it's very organic. We don't deeply think about things like that. We just do what excites us and what interests us and what we feel is interesting enough to captivate us enough to put the hours in and the time in and the focus to make it as good as we can. I mean, we're just turning ourselves on really with the ideas that are coming to the table, whether I bring them or Reg brings them or whoever. It either excites us or it doesn't. If it doesn't, we don't continue with it. We'll
are you sitting down with a guitar separately and Reg? How's the songwriting going?
This time round, yeah. I mean, it's not like the previous times. I mean, this time I've actually brought songs to into the studio that I've written, and I've not even known how to execute. I've known that there was a good song in there, but I've not even really known how to execute it. And then the others have heard it and gone, "Oh, let's try it like this. Let's try it like that." And the next salute, it's up on the monitors, and I'm like, "Wow, that's come out really, really good." Or other times where I just got like a guitar loop, and it inspires in me. I know how to arrange it, and I know how to add to it. I know I've got things of my own that will marry with it, and we'll create a song from that. It's really no formula, but this particular time is gratifying because I can do that. I can write a song where I can scratch my head and go, well, I don't know where this is going to fit in, or how this is going to. I can't really see how this is going to be a Chameleons tune, and then I
Right.
can take it to the guys now, and I can bring them, and that's very gratifying because I could never do that before because it wasn't, and they didn't want to accept that. But now everyone's open for anything. But it's like everybody's input is as important as everybody else's, and it feels like a proper band for the first time since the.
And it feels like it's not only a second or third win. I don't see you guys, having an expiration date at this point because the style of the music and the energy, it feels like it's exciting right now for you to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean we'll do it as long as we're interested and we're excited by it, and there's no reason to suggest that that's going to stop anytime soon, but it might. I mean, I've had that philosophy from the very first record. Do I know that if there's going to be another one? I don't know. I don't
Right.
honestly know.
Right. I think as we get older
Think
though,
about the
it's a
future.
question.
No, I don't give a lot of time considering the future. Especially in career moves and stuff, because
Yeah.
it doesn't exist. The future's unwritten. It's a blank page, a collapsed wave. I live in the moment. Right now, we're working on a new album. It'll come out soon. Right now, we've got a single out, and that's as far as I'm thinking, really.
I like that. I hear a lot of artists are like touring. They don't like touring. Is what my point is. As they get older, they're not saying they're going to quit music, but they're like, I can't tour anymore. Like
Um,
so. So to me, I hear that a lot. So that's always why it's up in the air. Fans are like,
Yeah,
Are
I
they going to
mean,
tour?
like as I
Keep
say,
going?
a couple of times with the Chameleons Vox, and especially toward the just before Reg came back in, I was pretty much done with it because I thought it was great. It's a celebration and everything. I love doing it, but I wanted to do something fresh and new, and I hadn't made a record in a long time. So
Yeah,
you know, and now, but then when Reg came in, it meant we could actually start thinking about taking things forward, which is obviously more appealing. So
yeah,
here we are. Yeah.
excellent. Well, I want to thank you for giving me time and for the patience. I don't know what's going on with their signal. This is exciting for people to check out. Check out the new single. There's some extra bonus songs on it. They're coming. They're going
Yeah.
to be touring. They got 3 months. They start
Come
at
and
the end
see
of
us.
May.
Yeah, we're playing stage times in North America. We're doing a like regular tour of England and Europe. We're going to Australia. We're going to Manila in Philippines. We're going to Mexico. So we're going to be all over the place. But the American tour is a Strange Times performance quintessentially. And then we'll play around that. But we're looking forward to it. It's going to be good. If you like that album, I think you're really going to like
I
this
do.
because it's the first time it's the first time you'll get the proper band anyway. Because in the past we've come to America, we've not been able to bring Danny with us, and then and
Mhm.
it adds a real string to the bow in so much as that it gives us a wider choice of what we can play, and certainly for Strange Times is very necessary. So, I think you'll be pleasantly entertained by it.
I haven't seen it all live, so I'm super excited to see you in Connecticut. So just wherever you're
Awesome.
playing. So
Well,
the fact you're
I
playing
always
that
felt
is awesome.
Chameleons were a live band first and foremost. So I think
Mhm.
hopefully you're in for a treat.
Oh, I'm sure I
It's
am.
what
I'm
we enjoy
excited.
doing the most. I love the studio. I love working in the studio. I love the process. I love all of that. But it's like the left hand and the right hand. And for me, performing live is where it's at. It's always
Mhm.
been that way for me. Yeah,
Excellent. People check them out. The links are going to be underneath the show on the podcast and on YouTube.
yeah,
Go to the site. Go
yeah,
go check out the album. Check out everything. Support them. Go to the show. All right. Thank you.
yeah, man.
I'll see you in a
Thank you,
couple
sir.
months on
Thank
the
you.
road.
Thank
All
you.
right, man. Thank
Thanks
you.
everybody. Hello
Thank
to
you.
everyone. Thank you.